and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers, and we are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of our sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers, a live Facebook interactive show where you, the viewer, has total input on topics of discussion regarding any subject that includes commenting, talking, or debating, not with just your host, but with each other, the viewers. You control and run this show. We are just the rudder that steers this big old vessel. This is the show that is wide open with no limits as we bring it to you first. We discuss news, politics, and business, sports, and other things pertinent to our community, our region, and our country, including Stark, Lake Butler, Keystone Heights, Waldo, Melrose, Brooker, Middleburg, Lake City, and the whole entire regional area. We will also talk about happenings in the great state of Florida and South Georgia and the region as we talk about state news, politics, sports, and also delve into news, current events going on in our great nation and the world today that affect our everyday lives. Now, let me introduce the show team, the guys that make it all happen, bringing the move to the groove. First, behind the controls with the video and audio is our senior producer, Mr. Command and Control, the big dog, our executive producer, Super Dave, Daredevil Holland. Say hello, David.
Hello, everybody.
And joining him behind the scenes, keeping the flow of the show, not with us right now, but he will be back to join us later, Michael, the Dragon Slayer Heater. Up next, our new PR and marketing guru, staying down in Tampa, Florida right now, doing some research for us down there, is John Better Than Snopes Pros. Our man with all things weather, Austin Storm Chaser Stevens, which couldn't be with us tonight because he is at a Trump rally.
That's
and
right.
Some of our political candidates that are running for local office.
And I know one other thing that he's also keeping an eye on is that hurricane
Ooh.
Delta that's out there in the Gulf. That
Yes.
looks like it's going to
Cat 4 right now, right?
toward Louisiana. Yes, Cat 4 right at this moment.
Yeah, we don't like that. And now my co-host for this evening with local news and breaking information. To my right and your left, Mitchell, the American Scout on your lookout on terrorism and anything else that does not belong or looks out of place, Machine Gunter.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And away from us tonight on special assignment, but he may be here later on, is our historian and governmental whiz on national and world politics, Byron, fighting to help keep your freedom and rights Bagwell, who will hopefully join us here in just a few minutes. And I'm your host, Mr. David Rodgers, the voice of the Bradford High Tornadoes, and
Show Pony!
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank our media sponsors, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, and also our great partners, Mitchell. You know where at the Bradford County Telegraph. Just a reminder about our new format to make sure you, the viewers, get a chance to interact. That's right, folks. We have the all-new ADO, which we have been using. That's the audience-driven overtime. That's right. Our new format gives everyone equal opportunity in each segment. But then when we hit a topic near to your heart and you want to address it, we go into ADO, Mitchell, audience-driven overtime. So you, the viewers, get your say. But now it's time to kick off the show with our prayer, our pledge of allegiance, and our patriotic quote of the week. So if everybody will bow their heads, please. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day, dear Lord. Thank you for just letting us get together and be able to bring this show to all our viewers, everybody that's interested in our show, dear Lord, and that whatever information that you put in our hearts and our minds, that we bring it to our viewers and they can determine which is right and what's wrong from that information, dear Lord. Let them make up their minds about it. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America, the freest, the most powerful nation in the world today, the great United States of America. Keep blessing us, dear Lord. Bless all of our politicians so they can get this thing together, dear Lord, and that we can come together as one nation under God, under you, dear Lord. Thank you for that again. Let us thank again for our armed forces, dear Lord, as they're doing a good job fighting for our freedoms and our rights. Not only with international and world terrorism, dear Lord, but domestic terrorism as well. Please touch each and every one of those souls, dear Lord, and to tell them to please not interfere with the United States of America. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day as it goes for the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Again, any spoken or unspoken prayer request, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of their hearts and their minds, dear Lord, because you know what they're seeking. They're seeking your love and your companionship, dear Lord, and the easement of whatever is ailing them. Again, thank you for this great day. Thank you for the great week that you've given us, dear Lord. We look forward to a great weekend. And we ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says,
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, we're going to stand for the pledge, which is this way right here. And I'm going to ask Mr. Mitchell Gunner if he'll lead us.
All right. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Great afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. And I tell you, we got a great show for you guys tonight. We're hoping that our director and our other co-hosts will be joining us here in just a little bit. But we're going to bring it to you as we know it right now. Back in the back is our producer, Dave Holland. Say hello, David.
Hello, David.
Oh, hey, hello, David. And then to my right here is our local guru, the guy that knows it all, the guy that tries to get things done in our great community, Mitchell Machine Gunter.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And I'm your host, Mr. Friday Night David Rodgers, and welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. And I got a couple of quotes of the day, Mitchell. So I want to read one off to you, David, and tell me who this is. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. I'll give you this much. He was a great newscaster back in the day.
And he was a president too?
No, just a newscaster, news anchor.
How far back?
60s, 70s, and part of the 80s.
70.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cronkite?
Nope.
That's a good guess.
That's a great guess, though. And I would take that any day of the week, but not Cronkite.
Merle?
No. David Brinkley.
Brinkley.
Yeah. All right. This one is by a great president. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Who said that? Great president, sort of in the early 1900s.
I was going to throw out Roosevelt.
Yeah, you're right, David. Which one? Mr. Teddy? Yeah, that's him.
Took the words right out of my mouth, David.
Yeah, right out of your mouth right there. So, and that's absolutely right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the show. My name is David Rodgers, Dave Holland, Mitchell Gunner. We're going to get right to it, Mitchell.
Well, first I want to thank some of our sponsors.
Yeah.
We've got Harry Business and Stark.
Mm-hmm.
We have Williams Jewelry and Stark.
Mm-hmm.
We got Brittany Leanne Creations.
Mm-hmm.
Schuster and Saban Law Offices.
Mm-hmm.
On the Spot Lawn Maintenance. Small First Mobile Small Engine Repair in McRae.
Mm-hmm.
And many more. How about Miracle Automotive?
Oh!
You want to
that's
know why?
Wow.
Don't call. You can call for a miracle. Wait, you say you do it better.
All right. Don't expect a miracle. Call miracle.
That's it.
There you go. 24/7, and that's exactly right. Yeah, we can't do this show without our great sponsors. And I'll tell you what, Mitchell, it's a great thing that we have a lot of great sponsors in our community, and that really pay attention to the show, what we're doing, and it has really, really turned out to be good. And I can tell you this from firsthand. I'm going to tell you this right now. Yeah. This is the #1 show in the state of Florida. Did you know that? Facebook Live, YouTube, and it's soon to be, if it ain't already, the top show in the region.
Right. I'll tell you what, you can go on our page and you can look at previous shows and you can look how many people have actually viewed each one of them, and it is. I mean, it's quite surprising.
Yeah, it is. And I tell you what, I do believe our co-host is here. I'm going to send Mr. Dave Holland out there to go get him while me and you talk about a couple of things here. So, Mitchell, I'm going to turn it over to you with some local things. And I want you to explain there's something special that you're going to be doing this week and this weekend that I want you to explain to the audience as well.
All right. Well, I just want to remind everybody that the Bradford Middle School band is still going on with their pumpkin patch. It is open right now all the way to the 31st. To go ahead and let you know the hours, it's Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sundays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., and that is located at the school district's office.
Okay.
So if you need a pumpkin to carve, hey, you know where to go to get it.
Okay. I may need a pumpkin to carve.
Now, this right here is probably going to make you a little hungry.
Okay.
But you know what time of year it is, don't you?
Oh, yes, I know exactly what time of year it is.
It is getting really close, and they are actually selling tickets right now for the Kiwanis Club Steve Denmark Memorial Rib Sale.
Really?
You can get a slab of smoked ribs for $20.
Really?
And this takes place on November the 21st. And I tell you, it's going to be from 10 to 1 p.m. These are some good ribs. Have you ever had their ribs?
Yes, I have. Yep, Barry Warren always tries me to get me to buy, those ribs. And every time that I went, man, it's nothing but a delicious taste, man. Let me tell you what, some great ribs that they
and like Terry Vaughn always says, hey, if you don't want to eat them now, you can freeze them.
Yep.
And you can have them for Thanksgiving or for Christmas.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, he is absolutely correct, because we have done that and we've had them for Thanksgiving. And what better way to go out there and support your Kiwanis Club? They do a lot of work in our community and stuff. And I want to thank every one of them that are members of the Kiwanis Club.
Right.
And if you want to buy tickets, all you have to do is get with a Kiwanis Club member, and you can purchase your tickets. And like Mr. Bond says, just come find me. I have the tickets.
We got Mr. Dwight Allen on, and he cooks some mean ribs too, Mitchell. I'm going to tell you what, we've got some guys and some gals around here that can barbecue with the best of them and smoke with the best of them. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mr. Dwight Allen probably say, hey, Mitchell, wait a minute. I can do some great ribs too. So
hey, maybe we need to get him to help the Kiwanis.
Maybe so. Maybe that's the ticket right there. Double smoker. There you go.
Well, another thing I want to talk to you about tonight is I hope everyone got registered. Because actually the deadline was extended. This was done by the Secretary of State, Lee, for the state of Florida. And he extended the deadline until today at 7 p.m. So if you did not get registered to vote, I hate to say it, you're not going to have no reason on the outcome. You can't complain.
Right.
The state gave extra time for people to get registered.
And I want to say something to that, Mitchell, a little bit, too. And again, welcome in on the spot with David Rodgers right now. I'm your host, Mr. Friday Night David Rodgers, voice of the Bradford Tornadoes, right along with Mr. Mitchell Gunner. Mitchell brings up a very good and important point, and that is, please vote. Look, I can't tell you who to vote for, what to vote for. You need to make that decision on your own. You need to take, especially in a general presidential election, you need to take what these candidates are saying to heart. Make sure that you're processing everything. Make sure you do your research and you vote for who you think is the right candidate. That is what's so great about this country today. As our co-host Byron Bagwell always says, hey, this country gives you the right to be able to vote for who you think is the best candidate in any particular position. Hey, and there he is right there. You join in. Come on in.
And not only just a minute, David. I got to go take care of some business real quick.
You got to take care of some business.
I did want to add one thing to your thought there.
Right.
We are responsible for forming our government.
Right.
That is us.
That is us.
That is not anybody else.
Nope.
It's not what Donald Trump says.
Right.
It's not what Joe Biden says. It's what type of government we want. We
Right.
are responsible for that.
Right.
Because we are the government.
We
Yeah,
are the government. That's
yes.
exactly right, Mitchell.
Mhm.
And if he loses and we get something we don't want
Right.
from our perspective,
Effective.
right?
Right.
And that's not Donald Trump's fault.
No, it's not.
That's not Joe Biden's
Fault either.
good.
Good. Right.
That is us,
The American people.
the
Yeah.
American people. Go vote.
Yeah.
And you know, Byron, it's not just important just for federal seats or for the presidency, but it's also very important that you go vote for your local government because
Yes.
that's where it begins at, is on the local level and works its way up. So all of it's very important for you to join in and do your right and vote for the person who you want. And
let me
each
say
and every
this.
one of those offices.
And let me say this afterwards, and I think I can speak for these two gentlemen and also Dave Holland as well. Look, I can't tell you who to vote for. Hey, I know who I'm going to vote for. These two gentlemen knows who they're going to vote for. I can't tell you who to vote for. Again,
Yeah, I'm voting for
make
me.
you. Are you writing your name in?
Yeah, I'm a right.
Well, I may write your name in too, so you'll have two votes. But what I want to say is it is important, like Byron says, to go out there and vote. At the end of the day, if your candidate wins, hey, I don't have an issue with that. I'm still going to be. Am I going to be hurt? Am I going to be? Well, I'm going to be thinking of some things that I wish could have happened differently, possibly. But I can sit there, Byron, and break bread with that particular. I can sit there and talk to that particular person. I think a lot of people go, well, if you don't vote for my candidate, we can't be friends. That's not true. That's not what America is about, Byron.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think some people take us the wrong way and take.
Yes.
Basically, they take conservatives the wrong way.
Yes.
I could care less who you vote for as long as you treat me right.
That's
If you
it.
treat me like a human being, I'm going to treat you like a human being. I will tell you this: my ire is not with the people that vote Democrat. It's
Right.
with the Democrat committee,
The committee, the DNC itself.
and what it's trying to do to this country. That's
Right.
that's my whole entire
Right.
problem with it. It
Right.
has nothing to do with who votes, because
Right.
you can talk anybody into anything and make anything sound good,
Yeah.
unless they're really educated on the subject. And most people are so busy in their lives, they don't inform themselves on this.
Right.
And I don't blame people for that at all, because guess what? We all have families. We
Yes,
all
we do.
have homes.
Yeah.
We all have jobs. We all have things we like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you, what we're doing right now has given such a voice to all of this.
Thank you for that. Yes.
right.
And it's not just us.
Right.
Social media, period, it brings out this light. And what it does, in one way, is very good, because you can get messages out really quickly.
Right.
But it also does something that's completely negative. It brings out the worst in people.
Yes.
Right? You hear people talking to each other, and it's sometimes it gets just absolutely nasty and vicious.
It does, and that's exactly
And-
what I was talking about.
You know, just look. It all boils down to one thing to me: is this candidate going to support liberty and our freedom?
Right.
Or is he going to impose more government on us, which is tyranny?
Right.
And it all literally boils down to that to me anymore, because I have lived, and so have you,
Right.
and so have you, through presidents and times where we've looked at it and gone, what are we doing to this country?
Right.
And it starts to help you form a political opinion. And you start forming a political opinion, you start looking at the different groups and how they operate our government.
Right.
And I tell you what, Raymond Knoll, he just hit the nail on the head. He said, if you don't vote, you have no voice, and that is correct.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You
Yeah.
really don't. I mean, you can feel free to express your opinion,
Right.
but your voice has been stripped because your power has been taken away because you don't go actually do your civic duty, which is vote.
That's right.
Well, and here we go, too, as well. Dwight Allen, welcome aboard, my brother. Yes, you're welcome for the compliment, man. We all know how your ribs are, brother. They're
Delicious.
they're
Oh,
outstanding.
Fuego?
So, more than that. More
I'm
than
sorry,
that.
I should
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
said Fuego
No, more
around.
than that. I can tell you that right now. But no, Dwight Allen does a great job, and
Oh, yeah.
he's one of our great viewers, and we appreciate him. He's one of our brothers, Patriot brothers, that's for sure. I'm going to get in. Dave's pulling up the day. What's the date? And I know all you like that, so we'll be coming to do that here in just a second. But I want to welcome in everybody. Thank you for making it tonight, Mr. Bagwell. I thought for sure that you was going to get stuck in the People's Republic, but no, you made it. So that's a great thing. Are you in one piece? Let me check. Are you in one piece?
David, I was.
Yeah, he's in one piece.
You knew where I told you where I was
Yeah.
when we were on the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I started the entire People's Republic of Gainesville.
Gainesville.
I'm not going to say of Alachua County because I did some maneuvering through Alachua.
Yes, you did.
And in the back roads through.
Did you come through the lacrosse and all that?
No, I didn't come
Didn't
through the cross. What I did was I come through Monteoka.
Okay, Money. Okay, yeah.
There's a way to do that without going through lacrosse.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I don't remember what. I drive that so much. I
Yeah.
can't remember the names of the roads, but the caution line out there, you take a left and it just skirts all of that. And
Right.
It was back, and actually, you know what? I did go through lacrosse. The outskirts.
Did you? Or the outskirts of lacrosse?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let us get back to you, Mitchell. Let's do the 360 right here while we got a moment.
Let's do it.
Here we go. And now here's the 360, taking you around the region with news and weather in 6 minutes. It's 360 degrees and 360 seconds. Tonight, brought to you by Fun Point Food and Arcade in Stark. Oh, go back, Dave, for just a second. In Stark, check out the all-new menu on Facebook or www.funpointstark.com.
And speaking of Fun Point,
Yes.
we're going to do another cruise.
Yeah.
We're going to just have to figure out the date, and we'll put that in at the end of this month of October, and hopefully we'll have more cars come out. Great time at Fun Point.
Yes, it is.
So, are we talking about the same group that was organizing the last one, the one that just happened Saturday, or is this a different?
That group
No,
was
this is the cruising, not
the
the
cruise.
Trump.
No.
Okay.
The cruising,
Okay,
yeah.
I thought we were talking about another Trump rally.
All right. No. Well, I think I heard, and we'll get to that in just a second. Let me get to this here. And some sad news. One person died this morning in a crash on US 301 south of County Road 218 in Clay County. Wow. A driver traveling north on US 301 north of Lottie crossed the median and hit a southbound vehicle. 2 other vehicles collided as a result. Wow. Both directions of US 301 were shut down for some time. The southbound lanes remain closed through noon, with traffic detoured through Stark on State Road 16 to US 301.
It's terrible.
A man from Sampson City in Bradford County is facing child pornography charges following a search warrant at his residence Monday morning. Good grief. Deputies served a warrant at the home of 36-year-old Kenneth Florno, right? Florno?
Yeah.
Yeah, Florno, on Southwest 138th Street. The sheriff's office received information from the Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force that child pornography has been downloaded on that property. Flournoy admitted to downloading child pornography onto his computer, and according to the deputies, he was arrested and charged with 3 counts of transporting child pornography electronically.
Wow.
That is unbelievable, isn't it? You know, gentlemen,
Well,
when we do the
You want to
360
know what's really unbelievable?
Exactly.
He has worked in our Bradford Middle School and our Bradford High School.
Yes, he has. And let me tell you,
Well,
Here's the problem. Anybody can be corrupted. Man's corrupt.
Oh, yes.
yes, it
I
is.
mean-
Yeah, there's no doubt.
That's the problem with this, and you never know who it's going to be. But
That's not on the school district. That's all on him.
that's on him. Well, it wouldn't be on the school district to
Well,
begin with, unless
right.
he'd done this before and they hired him.
Right.
But I mean, this is about a personal, basically choice.
Well, it is choice, but here's my problem. Every news segment that we do here in the last several weeks,
We got to see.
we get some kind of story like this. And that's what I was getting ready to say. You two guys bring up an excellent point. But it's like, wow, really? When are we going to learn our lessons? And it seems like Byron says, it just takes you over. And like you said, we're all human. And, we make mistakes. But, that is a mistake right there that you can't make. With the way that everything is in nowadays world and technology and the way they can track you now, it's sooner or later that you're going to get caught. And I don't know how long this man's been doing it.
You have to have something wrong in your head.
Well, of course you do. Of course.
You really do.
There's still, there's got to be a, if I can use the word here, perversion to you mentally.
I mean, that's it.
That's it right there.
That's what we use to call
perverts.
And that's
exactly what. Well, the first time is definitely too long. Anything after that is total abuse.
Correct. Yes, I agree.
I call it stupidity.
Yeah, then there you go, Mitchell. That's exactly right.
You're talking about children.
Children.
That's the expression,
Yeah.
And you try to figure it out, and thank God none of us can figure it out, because it's perverted.
Well, he lived right down the street from my son.
Right.
And my granddaughter stands out there to catch the school bus.
Yeah. You don't
so
know.
I'm glad they got him.
Yeah, of course. You don't know what this guy's doing. He's looking out the door. Ooh, look. You just don't know. You don't know what these people are thinking. And like Byron said, thank goodness I can't figure it out. None of us can figure it out.
David,
we don't think that way.
No, we don't. We don't think that way. We want to punish people. What did you say? We want to punish people.
Well, you'd say it's evil, or you can say it's a mental disorder.
Yeah.
You can say whatever it is.
Right.
It's just plain wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
You're right, Mitchell. Thank you for finishing that for me. I really do appreciate it, because that's what it is. It's just
plain wrong. So, wow. Anyway, just what we was talking about the other day, and thank goodness we didn't elaborate on it anymore. We was talking about that movie Cuties.
Yeah.
I think we hit that enough, and that was it. I can't explain no more than what I said that night, and I was really torqued off about that, and still am.
Well,
I don't know what's happening with Netflix. I haven't really. Are they getting passed for this now, Mitchell?
I know they're losing customers.
I do know that.
Right and left, and it's a shame too, because I was actually about to renew a subscription to it, because they have a series on there that I really love.
Yep.
I mean, I really do, but if they're going
Yellowstone.
Nope.
Which one?
Sam Elliott.
Ah, okay.
It's got Sam Elliott in it. But
yeah, but there is, see, and that's the problem. Netflix, there is some great shows on there. Shelley and Autumn watch all these shows. They like Yellowstone, and there's a couple of other things they like on there. And it's a shame that they make a mistake. And again, I call it a mistake because I don't know what happened here, all the details.
That's not a mistake. You don't put that type of nonsense on by mistake.
Well, if you got a network that encourages it and is okay with it, and is putting it out to make money off of it.
Which that's what this is.
They don't care who they hurt, as long as they're making
money. What kind of network is that?
See, right. But what it does is it hurts. And what I was trying to get to you, Byron, was it hurts the other good shows. Like that Byron.
It's called The Ranch.
Yeah, The Ranch.
Do not let your children watch this.
No.
It's an adult.
It's an adult show.
Yellowstone is too. Don't let it watch it.
Very good. But, I can't help but say this, and I'm going to say it. Two people help run Netflix now that we had in politics. And it's a reflection of how they ran the White House for 8 years.
There you go. All that needs to be said on that.
I mean...
Yeah, no, that's... You hit it right on that.
If you're going to sit back here and call yourself moral and call yourself worthy of being the president of the
United States, put that kind of thing on your network.
You start running a network and you put that garbage on your network, that says a lot about you.
Right.
Hey, just throw that out.
And look, let's face it, and people around them, people that are involved in this as well. I mean, it takes more than one person to do that.
If I was an actor in a show on that, I would have been like, you're going to take my likeness off of your network completely. And
let's just say,
now.
I'm just going to give you a title, okay? Let's say you're the lighting director of this. You know what you would have said? I'm not your lighting director anymore. This garbage ain't coming on. You can go get another one.
Not going to be attached to this.
But, yeah. So, all right, let's get on with some 360. A person suspected in a double stabbing an elderly man and woman late yesterday afternoon in Jacksonville was found dead at the scene of a crash right down the street from where the stabbing happened. Police said they responded around 5:15 p.m. to Wordsworth Court, where two people were stabbed. Both were taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, police said. Shortly after, the suspect was found dead in a vehicle that crashed into a large tree on Mandarin Road, about a minute away from where the double stabbing happened. Byron's been all over this place, so he knows exactly
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. Police said the suspect was related to the couple.
Wow.
Over the weekend, Marion County deputies responded to the 3200 block of Southwest 92nd Street in reference to Tamara Stevens threatening a victim with a firearm. Tamara Stevens was walking in the road when a driver honked a horn for her to move. A verbal altercation ensued, and Stevens spit on two pregnant females in the vehicle, then proceeded to point a BB gun at the third victim. Stevens tried to resist arrest when the deputies showed up, but he was ultimately taken into custody and transported to the Marion County Jail on a variety and host of charges.
I hope they've seen him for a minimum
evaluation as well.
A gun is a gun. It doesn't matter how big that caliber is or how small.
Well, and you're right. And
it's
you know, some people that
aren't.
Thank you, Byron. Some people that you approach with like that, you know, and
they don't
aren't aware. They aren't aware. Unless you know guns, you know what I'm saying? And even some of these play guns look real. What do you know is real and what isn't real? I mean, I could probably see it. You could probably see it. Mitchell could probably see it.
And that's a decision that our officers have to make every day all over this country.
Yeah.
Yes. And why do you think, you know, we were talking about Blue Lives Matter. I'm going to be honest with you, Byron. I'm going to be honest with you, Dave and Mitchell. I don't know if I could be a police officer nowadays.
It'd be tough.
And Byron just said, he said he would not. Mitchell?
I don't know. I've always thought about it.
I love law enforcement. I just don't know if I could do it in today's day.
I thought about it.
So
I just don't know if I can handle the stress level that comes with it.
It's really hard. And, you know, if you watch some of these videos that they show you on TV and on YouTube, taking people that want to criticize the police departments across the country for how they use force, and they put them in that same scenario, guess what they do?
Die.
They shoot the person,
or they die.
So that's their choice. I mean, you got a split second to say, is that a real gun? Is he gonna? He's holding it at me. Is he gonna pull the trigger? And you got to make a decision. Like that, or you're going to be the one that's going to be dead, and your family, you know, missing you.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Split second decisions. How about you, Dave, as an officer? You know, you thought about it, right? You're chasing a suspect down an alleyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's got 3, 4, 5 links on you right now. And then, right in the middle of this thing, he turns around and points a weapon at you. You got a split second
to stop,
to do what?
Pull your gun out, point it, and
because
pull the
you're
trigger.
not running with your gun in your hand more than likely. You know what I'm saying? It depends. I don't know. It depends on the scenario. But yeah, this guy's already, and you got a split second to decide what you're going to do. And then, after it's all said and done, was it the right thing? And that's, to me, gentlemen, is the problem. Was you justified in doing that?
Well, if somebody turns around in an alley and points a weapon at you, you're justified.
Yeah.
Police officer.
Yeah. But if you don't have it on some kind of body cam, or what's going to happen? everybody's going to say,
You're
going to get criticized
Yeah.
with what? Police brutality. This. They do the right thing. Blah, 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 blah. But you and that person is the only one in that alley that knows exactly what happened. And I'm going to tell you right now, 99.5% of the police officers that we have in the United States of America today does the right thing.
Well, here is my comment, David. When are we going to turn this around and start saying, if you're not committing crimes and police officers are chasing you because you've committed a crime,
That's right.
and put yourself in that situation, because that's what happens.
That's it.
If you don't want to be brutalized by the police, guess what?
Don't do the crime.
Don't do
commit
the
a crime. I mean, it's
don't
really
do it.
easy. Don't pass a counterfeit $20 bill and be hiring crap on
Whatever
crystal
else.
meth and fentanyl and
Red Bulls.
and Red Bulls.
Had enough of fentanyl to kill a horse.
I mean, that's because he swallowed what he had in the vehicle. The video shows him doing it.
Let me ask y'all guys something.
You know, and then he's a martyr. What? No, he's not a martyr.
No, he's not a martyr. All right, let me ask you something. I want to ask you
He's
guys
a criminal.
something. I want to ask you guys something. Do you really think, and now put yourself in a police officer situation, do you really want to run just after somebody to run after somebody?
No.
No, you don't run after somebody just to run after somebody.
It's not recreational.
It's not recreational. If you want to, if you want to work out, you, Mitchell and David, y'all are going to go to the gym and get to work out.
Well, look, here you go.
Run at your place. Yeah.
There you go. You're an officer.
No.
You're an officer. You're walking down the
Sorry,
street,
Gordon.
and this guy's walking towards you, and he sees you, and he turns around and starts running.
Yeah, I mean, these are decisions that these guys have to make each and every day and each and every hour.
Is he running away from the cop, or is he just
You don't know. I mean,
forgot his phone at the
Right.
grocery store?
Right, he's mentally ill and just running
Right.
away because he saw Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you never know.
No, you
But
don't.
if the officer said, "Excuse me, sir," and then he turns and runs.
Right.
That's a different story.
That's a different story.
Well,
Yeah.
You don't run not unless you've done something that you shouldn't have.
Right.
that's not necessarily true because he's right. I forgot my phone. I'm running late. I turn around and my apartment's right there up the block. I turn around and start running back to the house so I'm not late for work. Police officer just happens to be standing there. That type of scenario can happen.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't happen often, but it can.
Right.
But I mean, you're talking about people that get shot by the police, and all of a sudden you find out that they've committed crimes in the past, and they're committing crimes right then. And then we as a community, and make no mistake, that's what this country is—a big community. It may be diverse, but it's a big
Right.
community. We start to martyrize these people, and it's counterproductive because in order to have a civil society, you have to have laws.
You
When
have
somebody
to.
breaks
Gotta
them,
have it.
when somebody breaks them, then that makes them a criminal. It doesn't just because they don't get convicted doesn't mean they're not a criminal.
Right.
If they commit a crime, they commit a crime. You're a criminal.
You're exactly right.
And the other thing about it is real simple. And we talk about laws being bad. Well, the laws shouldn't do this and the laws shouldn't do that. Guess who controls the laws? We control the
That's
laws.
right.
We elect the people who write the laws,
Laws.
or are supposed to write the laws. They don't quite
Right.
do that anymore. They have an army of bureaucrats to do
Right.
that for them. But we do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like the laws, guess what? Put people in Congress that will
Write the law,
write
yes.
different laws and replace the laws that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really a simple. It's really
So
a
that
simple
simple
problem.
as that. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. I like this person. This person
Right.
has sworn that I'm going to change this law, and we're going to write it this way.
Right.
And we have that right to do that every 2 years.
That's exactly right.
And
In
it's
every form.
every 4.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let me get on to some more news, guys, and we're going to get on some other things. Gilchrist County Commissioners voted to approve an RV park after some pushback from their residents. The commission voted 3-1 to approve the permit for a proposed RV park along State Road 47 near High Springs.
Wow.
The permit is for 120 acres with 374 RV sites,
Good grief.
a swimming pool, and much more. Meanwhile, the new Keystone Heights RV Resort is scheduled to open next month.
Correct.
Wow.
The Keystone Resort is a luxury gated RV community in southern Bradford County between Keystone and Teresa, slated, ladies and gentlemen, to open up November 1st. Amenities include a clubhouse, a pool, dog park, laundry facilities, a bathhouse, and much more. Now, here's your weather update sponsored by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find AWS on Facebook for the latest information. We saw variable skies with a mixed bag of conditions depending on where you were, with temperatures in the 80s around the region. Tonight's lows will drop off once again as skies clear out to near 70 degrees. Tomorrow will be warmer under partly cloudy skies, still looking at isolated showers and thunderstorms around the region at 20 to 40%, Mitchell.
It's going to rain.
Yes, it is. In the tropics, all eyes are on Hurricane Delta that exploded to Category 4 status today, with winds increasing, Byron, to 130 miles per hour. Some additional strengthening is expected once the storm moves into the central Gulf of Mexico. If you look at it right now, gentlemen, it's moving a little bit westerly, then it's going to take that sharp turn back to the right. And guess what's sitting on the Yucatan Peninsula that's probably going to get destroyed? That beautiful place called Cancun, Mexico. Yeah, Cancun is right in the path of this thing. And I feel bad for those residents. I hope they're moving inland. So please, and if you're vacationing there, get out. Please take our warning. Right, Byron? Get out.
Get out.
Get out.
And
Well, you have a chance.
I'm going to tell you, if it hits where they're talking about it hitting,
Yes.
Louisiana needs to get out.
You know, somebody was telling me, David, funny today at work, and I don't mean to make light of any of this because they have gotten their share of them, but somebody at work said, what is going on? Those people must not be living right.
I tell you
It's
what.
just the way it is. But, you know, you think about what he said, I thought about what he said, it's like, goodness gracious. What is this, 5 or 6 that's going to hit there this year? 5. Oh, my gosh. 5 of them, Mitchell.
And the thing is, maybe we shouldn't have never done the Louisiana Purchase.
Leave Thomas Jefferson
out of this, yes. While we do not expect a direct impact to North Florida, but the Western Panhandle may be under the gun again this weekend, along with Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. We are watching, and we will keep everyone up to date accordingly. For the most up-to-date information, you can keep up with Bradford County Emergency Management and, of course, Austin's Weather Service, both on Facebook. No significant changes out west, Byron, and a rash of fires have started breaking out along the Gulf Coast, much of it dealing with debris from the earlier hurricanes since June. 67 new fires broke out in the last 24 hours nationwide. Please, guys, be safe. Take heed to what your people are telling you, your emergency management people. If they're telling you to evacuate, gentlemen, please evacuate. Get out and be safe. Keep your family safe. Byron, I know people say, well, it's my pictures and all. I understand that.
You may not be able to replace them.
You may not be able to replace them, but yeah. But hey,
your life
is more important. I'd rather try to be able to replace those pictures and your home than yourself. So please take heed to whatever your emergency management team is telling you in those specific areas. And I do believe that Louisiana, along the Lake Charles region right there, is under a mandatory evacuation.
They should be.
And they better be.
Anybody that's around Lake Pontchartrain needs to get out.
Get out.
And people don't understand, after winds get up to 35 miles an hour, your EMS is not going to come help you.
No,
That's when everything stops.
Yeah.
35 miles an hour. They halt everything. So if you're in a predicament that you say, hey, this is not going to be very good for us, you better pack up your car and get out of there.
Please also look out as you're getting ready, prepared to leave. Look out, and anybody that's in your neighborhood that's elderly, disabled, anything like
Give
that.
them a helping hand.
Give them a helping hand, please. Yes. If you can, call somebody that can. Be proactive and look out for people. Byron, this is what we talk about all the time. About us as Americans, as humans, having hearts.
That's
You
right.
should be looking out for one another. That's the first thing I would do is like, okay, get your stuff ready, get it ready to go. Hey, Mrs. Smith, hey, she's in a wheelchair. What do we need to do to get her evacuated? You know what I'm
I
saying?
got the best thing. If our states can start looking at this, knowing that elderly people have a hard time getting out, why don't we start instructing National Guards before disaster happens?
I like
to
it.
help those that are in need,
Mhm.
our elderly and our disabled citizens,
Yeah.
across the country.
I've got an even easier idea for you. Why don't these mayors start using the city bus system to actually get these people
That's another
out
great
early?
way.
Nice. Yes.
I looked at what happened after Katrina, and I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah.
These mayors and this governor of this state failed the people of this state.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could have saved
Right.
tons of people.
Mhm.
Well, I tell you what, after Katrina, I seen firsthand what it looks like. I went that way out to California in December, and that place was still tore up. I'm talking about semi-trucks sitting upside down with their trailers with the wheels up in the air, manholes where they had floated up out of the ground, laying in the median.
I'll go
there
one
was
step further.
caskets all over the place.
And
I mean,
Katrina,
it was-
Katrina, when it hit, was only a Cat 4. The reason for all of that damage was because the dikes broke on
That's
that
correct.
coast train.
Yeah.
And it
Well-
flooded everything.
Well, let me say this. Because that thing hit between New Orleans and Gulfport.
Yeah.
And I'm from, y'all know I'm from
Gulfport
that.
got hit really bad.
I'm from that area, and I live 2 miles from the beach.
Oh,
And
yeah.
my dad's house, and I went there afterwards. And my dad's house, 2 miles away, ladies and gentlemen, had 4.5 foot of water in it.
Oh yeah, I
And that's 2.5 miles away from the beach. And then my dad, as he was riding around when they got back and started looking, he said he gave this evaluation of it. He said, David, it looked like a nuclear bomb hit the place. And that's exactly right. Everything was level. All them beautiful homes that were riding on that coast.
Right.
And even across the beach, they were gone. I'm talking about nice brick and stone homes just destroyed.
Well, you know where I-10 goes through Gulfport.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Well, on my way back from California, headed back this way, I'm going across the bridge. There is a shrimp boat, and I kid you not, 30 to 40 feet in the air, suspended by the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And that will tell you how high
The
water
surge, yes.
That bridge was totally underwater.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure.
If you want to see what a Cat 5 hurricane can do, I can get pictures of a Cat 5 what a Cat 5 hurricane did,
Andrew?
Mm-hmm. I can get it from a person who was in a Huey helicopter going down there to help those people.
Oh, I'm sure.
David, he's right. It looked like literally like somebody had carpet bombed Homestead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all
It
gone.
was all gone. It was.
There wasn't nothing standing.
No.
It looked like pictures of black and white pictures that we used to see when we were in school of what happened in Germany. During the carpet bombings during World War II is what it looked like.
Or Hiroshima or Nagasaki, if you want to look at it that way, because that was ugly too. You're exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once again, this weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service of Keystone Heights. Find AWS on Facebook and get your local forecast date sent right to you. And our newest segment that brings back a little history. Here's What's the Date? And our newest segment that brings back a little history, here is What's the Day? These are the headlines from the Bradford County Telegraph during the second week of October. In what year? Commission. Byron promises $100,000 per year for volunteer firemen. Status of two HUD employees raises tempers of city commissioners. And Silcox named mayor commissioner. You remember Silcox? So you're going to get this year. These are the headlines from the Bradford County Telegraph during the second week of October. In what year? Commission promises $100,000 per year for volunteer firemen. Status of two HUD employees raises tempers of city commissioners. And Silcox named mayor commissioner. David, do we have a little breakdown? Was it October of 1981, October of 1983, or October of 1985? So, was it October of 1981, October of 1983, and October of 1985? A special assessment formula was planned for all types of residents, commercial buildings, and acreage to raise $100,000 a year for Bradford County firefighters. This action capped years of persistence by the volunteers in seeking added resources from the county. Stark City commissioners are split and tempers flared when two housing and urban development employees were switched from permanent employee status to annual contract status, and veteran Vernon Silcox was elected as mayor commissioner and was sworn in along with city clerk back then, Neil Tucker, Byron's laughing, police chief Jimmy Bowen, you remember him?
Yeah.
And Commissioner Charles Schaefer. So, was that day back in October of 1981, October of 1983, or October of 1985? Mr. Bagwell, I will start with you, sir.
You know, I say I know this, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, but
Okay.
I believe that was 1983.
Okay. Michael? Pass?
I already know.
All right. Dave?
It's just another uneducated guess.
All right.
But I'm going to say 85.
85. All right. Mitchell?
I'm going with 83 as well.
You're going with 83. Well, should I go with 1981?
Round out the top.
All right, I'll go with 81 just to round out the top. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We'll give you that answer in just a minute. Byron, who do you have, and do you have any guesses?
I've got a bunch of people.
Do you? Well, good. Let's give them a shout out.
Same people you have.
Okay.
Hey, Mom. Mom's on. Hello,
Yep.
Miss Bagwell. Marie, I can't even read this. I need to go grab my glasses.
Okay, Marie Pontot. You know Marie. Yeah, Marie. Yeah.
Thank you. Dwight Allen and Bart Norton.
Bart from Louisiana. I hope he's hunkering down.
Yes, I hope he is. And I hope he's eating some good etouffee.
Me too. He needs to eat some for all of us.
Noah Gibson's on. Robert McGee is on. Archie Waters says 1985.
All right.
And he's on. Mark Udi, who I saw earlier today. Hello, Mark. 1983.
Okay.
Dwight Allen says 1985.
All right.
Marie says 1985.
All right.
Noah Gibson says 1985.
All right.
Robert McGee says 83. And Roy Jackson, hello, Mr. Roy, says 1983.
Okay. So 181, 583s, 585 so far. Dave, who do you have?
I got the same people.
You got the same people?
Yes.
Well, what about Miss Pettiprim? Do you have her?
Yeah, she too did.
Okay. So I'm going to explain myself
Oh.
for Miss Pettiprim. All right. As I told y'all after the show, so she wants to know why I call her the model. Right?
Yep.
So here we go, Sharon. I hope you're listening. Back in the 70s, do you remember a magazine called Cosmopolitan? I'm sure she does. Well, there was a big-time model that used to model. Her first name was Sharon. I didn't research to find out what her last name is, but it started with a P. So as soon as I heard that, it just recollected memory back. So I was like, okay, the model. And I just happened to say it. So Sharon Pettiprim, that's where that model thing comes in, is because there was a model back in the 70s. I'll promise I'll get your name. That model for Cosmopolitan, very beautiful woman. And that's how I reference her name to that.
Yep.
Yeah. So I hope she takes that one, David,
Yep.
to go. So, Mitchell, who do you have?
I got the same people, but Raymond O says 1983.
Shirley Bagwell
All right.
said 1983 also.
All right. That's 7 and 5. Let me see who I got. I've got Dwight Allen. Can I read a couple of things here? The film that I was hoping to do would be a historical documentary similar to Henry V. What makes me sick is a dead criminal family gets paid billions while a dead cop's family gets screwed. Absolutely. Sad and agreed. Miss Bagwell says, don't get so mad, Byron.
Mad? What was I mad?
I don't know. There's no reason why the police or anyone else with a gun can't just shoot the person in the leg or just to shoot, just to hurt them instead of killing them. Dwight Allen says, you are incorrect. Shooting at targets is easy. Life and death situations aren't. I think we talked about that a little bit right there. We put ourselves in particular scenarios. Yeah, absolutely. If someone shoots at them, I'm going to shoot to kill. All right, I will tell you. Let me just stop right there. Dave, I know Byron wanted to go in the military. Didn't. I know Mitchell, you've been in the military? You have not. Dave has,
Yes.
and Michael has not, but he's been involved with law enforcement and firefighting. When I was, David, when you had your weapons training, what did the gunny sergeant tell you to do when you drew that weapon and shot at that target? Where was he telling you to aim? Center mass, right?
I was getting ready to say the center mass.
Yeah. Center mass. If you hit somebody with a 9mm or a 45, that's what we were getting qualified with. You are going to get smoked. I'm going to tell you that right now. And that's just the bottom line. So I agree with you, Archie Waters. Do you agree, Byron? I know Byron agrees. He's looking at me like, oh, yeah.
Double tap, man.
Double tap.
Double tap.
That's
Well,
exactly
and,
right.
And if you're smart, well, I can't say the one to the head or I might get myself in trouble. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head.
Marie says, why kill people, Byron? Just hurt them. Don't kill anyone. Well, it depends on the situation, number one. But if somebody's drawing a weapon at you, Marie, and you need to protect yourself and your family, I don't think you're trying just to aim and shoot them in the foot or the
She's
knee.
talking
I
about the
tell you
police
why.
officers.
Oh,
And-
well, she didn't specify.
I tell you why. Because it's harder to aim at a leg or arm or
Mhm.
shoulder when the center of your body, your center mass, is the largest part of your body that you can hit. So that is the part that you are going to shoot. Because you're, as an officer or as a civilian, to protect yourself, you shoot to stop. You don't shoot to kill, but you do shoot to stop. But that is the biggest part of your body, so that's where you're supposed to aim.
Dwight Allen says a good thing, and I'm going to get to Mama's comment here in a minute.
Oh.
He says, if I got to protect myself, I'm shooting to kill. Marie says, yes, I understand that. And then Dwight says, I don't care about the life of someone who wants to harm me or my family. And Marie says, Dwight Allen, yes, I feel the same way. But in my opinion, I just don't like killing anyone. Well, we don't either.
No,
we're not
wants to kill
condoning.
anybody.
We're not condoning that at all here. The show doesn't condone that, Marie. We're just saying.
Except
in that-
commies.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
true. That's
sorry.
another story. But, you know, if it comes down to time, if somebody's breaking into your home, Mitchell, trying to hurt your family, to hurt you, I am sure they're going to be facing, I don't know which weapon, but I'm assuming that they're probably not going out of there
One of
alive. Yeah, one of
Well,
them.
one that
If
can get you
somebody
soonest.
breaks into my house and does that, it's going to be aim and pull the trigger, and the pellets are going to go out like this more than likely, and it's not going to much matter whether I'm hitting him in arms, chest, head, anywhere else. That double aught buckshot.
You can
does a
actually
number
hit him everywhere.
Yeah, double aught buckshot does
Right.
a number on.
Dwight Allen hits it right on the head, and that's maybe the way I should have worded it, Dwight. That's a great deal right there. I don't want to kill anyone, but I'm not going to be a victim either.
No,
Right.
no.
That's exactly right. Life is more important than things. You're right, Miss Bagwell. Dwight Allen, yes, you're right. Miss Shirley, you're right as well. Bart, let me see here. You know what Miss Bagwell says?
You might be scaring people now, Mom. That's too common.
Yeah. Miss Bagwell said unload it. Don't stop until your gun is empty. Always aim at the chest. Thank you. And you know what? You know where she got that from, don't you?
No, she got it from Dad.
Of course she
got it
did. If you are scared and nervous, your best chance is a larger target. Man, she puts it right on the daggone nail, doesn't she?
Yes.
Right there. You got that right. Let me see if I got any more guesses. Shirley said you got Roy's already. All right. Well, hey, our director is back. We're going to let him come in here and tell us what that date really is. So I'm going to read it off
Looks
again.
like a Canadian Mountie, too.
I don't know, but anyway, commission promises $100,000 per year for volunteer firemen. Status of 2 new employees raise tempers of city commissioners, and Silcox named mayor commissioner. Dave, is that 1981 of October, 1983 of October, or of 1985 of October? Mr. Eater, drum roll, please come in.
All right, so the key here was the secret was.
Oh, no, stop. Come in.
No, let me finish this first,
Okay,
and then
all
I'll
right.
give you some breaking news. The
Okay.
secret, of course, was the mayor being elected, and that all occurred in October of 1981.
Just like I am on College Pick'ems, guess who the winner is this week? Go ahead and say it, gentlemen.
You don't
Go
want
ahead and say it, Byron.
Congratulations.
All right.
I think there's some chicanery going on.
Some shenanigans going on?
Chicanery,
Don't buy that.
shenanigans,
Shenanigans, whatever.
some-
You
some-
sure
somewhere.
Peter didn't send you an email?
Michael Heater, we was trying to get the email.
Yeah,
So,
here comes
I'm
the cause
telling
of
you.
deniability over
I
here.
can promise you he did not get an email from me regarding this one. It took forever to
So
get
there
that.
you go. Congratulations, David Rodgers. Say congratulations.
Congratulations.
I love you, Dad.
Buy him a taco.
Buy me a taco
Tuesday.
tonight. All right. We're going to bring in our director. Come on in, Dragon Slayer.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I have some breaking news coming out of the Stark City Commission meeting that is still going on as we speak. Yes, I am dressed as a Continental soldier from 1830s involved in the Second Seminole War that went to discuss the unknown, long-lost Battle of Alligator Creek. And every October following that battle in 1831, the spirits come out to play in Halloween during the full moon. And when you know it, this Halloween is Saturday night, October 31st, and the City Commission has approved a haunted trail to be built at the Edwardsburg Sports Complex in cooperation with the Downtown Merchants Association and the North Florida Regional Chamber of Commerce. We are going to be putting together an event. On the spot, we'll be broadcasting live from the event. By the way, just letting you know you're going to be broadcasting live from
All
the
right.
event. Good.
Sounds great to me.
Good. Thought you'd approve of that.
Yeah, I sure do.
It will be targeting younger children, but we're going to have all sorts of fun and activities going on here. We're looking at getting some food vendors on site as well. More information will be posted on the City of Stark government webpage, the City of Stark's Facebook page, and of course, On the Spot with David Rodgers.
Wow, nice, man. Where did you get that outfit there? Good grief. Hey, is he the wrong side? Is he on the wrong side of the Mason-Dixon line?
No.
Not in 1831, I wasn't.
No, you wasn't. And that's exactly
1831 he was.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, that's true.
Do you
Good
know where
grief.
those Indians actually lived? He's
Yeah.
talking about?
Mhm.
They lived around Sampson Lake.
Yep, that's
Between
exactly
Central
right.
and
Yep,
Crosby Lake.
100%. Yep. All right, getting back. Great job, by the way, Michael. Thank you for that information. Robert McGee says an intruder's not going to break into your home to break your arm or leg. They want to cause you severe harm.
That's true.
Yep, Mark Goody said it was nice to meet you, Mr. Bagwell. Renee Stegall Shaw, many that have willingly come into my house have lived to regret it. Those come in uninvited are definitely going to regret it. Mr. David Winnett, time for a consolation trivia. Okay, I'll give you one here in a minute. Steve Hort's watching. Welcome in, Coach. Noah Gibson said, Mr. Heater, is it Halloween time?
It's getting close. We are less than 1 month away.
Roy Jackson is watching.
Speaking of Halloween,
Good night, Mr. Dwight Allen. I know you got to get up early.
Good
We
night,
love you, brother.
speaking of Halloween,
Yes.
why haven't you ever took your mask off?
Because it stays on all year round, Mitchell, and I seem to not be able to get rid of it. I've asked you to help me many a times, but you said you can't pull all this ugliness off. I'm just saying.
Maybe you're going to
Maybe I might have to ask Byron to help.
Yeah, maybe
I did
Byron
not
can
wear
help
my
you.
boots tonight. I needed to wear my boots tonight.
God darn, man. What a show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in On the Spot with David Rodgers. Mr. Byron Bagwell. You just seen Mr. Michael Heater in his Halloween outfit. Mr. Dave Holland producing. Say hello, David.
Hello, David.
And here's Mr. Mitchell Gunner with us. Mitchell, I know we got off the track a little bit because we was doing the news, but it's been great topic so far. A lot of interaction from the fans tonight and our viewers. But what else you have on the local side?
Well, we were told that they were going to change the speed limit on both ends of the bypass within 2 weeks. As of yesterday, those speed limit signs have still not been changed. So you bet your bottom dollar that I am going to give them a call tomorrow.
That you what?
And,
What'd you say? Say it again.
Your bottom dollar.
Okay.
I'm going to give them a call and try to find out why were they not done in 2 weeks after we were told that they were going to be completed in 2 weeks.
Right.
I mean, I don't mind if someone says, well, it's going to be 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Fine. But I hate when you're told that it's going to be completed within a timeline of 2 weeks and they're still not done. Because this is a safety issue for our citizens here in Bradford County and those traveling through our area. Just Saturday afternoon, someone tried to stop at the red light and they slid through the intersection and end up stopping right out in the middle of the intersection because they're going too fast.
Yeah.
So please use caution in that area until these signs get put up. Hopefully that will stop a lot of these accidents.
We ought to start a pool
Uh-huh.
on what excuse they give you. I say COVID-19.
Boy, ooh, you took mine.
Sorry. I
Okay.
beat you to the punch again.
Yeah, you did. Yes. Oh my God. I'll have to come up with one.
I'll find out at the bottom of it the reason why they're not done. And go ahead and let you know, I know I've said it a couple times on the show, that the signs that will have the flashing lights for the intersection of 144th and 100 and Griffiths Loop right there, they are on order. So
Okay.
I don't know how long it's going to take them to get them in, but I was assured that they are ordered. And as soon as those get in, those will go up. But I think eventually, in the future, we will get traffic signals there. We got a new school going in down the road. It's going to take a couple of years to build, but they're going to have crosswalks there for children to walk. I guarantee you that they will also be putting sidewalks in all the way down 144th
Right.
to the school. So that's things that we can look forward to in the future. But right now, just trying to get some kind of safety precautions put in these areas. That's what we're trying to do. Also out there where Dave Hodland's son lives and his daughter-in-law, they got that really bad curve out there.
Sharon.
And I actually went out there and looked. It is a very flat curve. And I tell you, if you don't do the speed limit, you're going to bicycle your vehicle, and you're going to go over in a ditch.
Wow.
There's no pitch to it at all. So you got to obey those traffic laws, and I'm almost positive it's 25 going around that curve.
Yeah, I think it is.
So, hey, if you want to flip your vehicle and destroy it,
That's on
and
you.
cause bodily harm to yourself, go right at it. But it can kill you.
All right,
Yeah,
Mitchell.
pine tree.
I know you got some great news that I want you to get into. Mitchell Gunner is going to be involved with something this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, that we're very proud of. Anytime any one of our members can be involved with something, we love to get it out there. Mitchell's going to be involved with something here that he's going to tell you about here in just a few minutes. But I do want to give you some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody that's been watching the show knows that we had Miss Stacy Creighton on last Saturday. Gave a great interview. She talked about herself. She talked about what she believes about a superintendent, what a superintendent should do, just different questions that we came up with. I finally reached out to Will Hartley, and I have a commitment from Will Hartley, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all been wanting to hear him speak, he will be on the show on October 20th. The 20th show, that was the nearest date. That is Will Hartley running against Stacy Creighton. It will not be a debate. The debate is before that. But it will be a question and answer period with questions that we will come up with. So Mr. Will Hartley has given me the green light to go ahead with that. So we will be promoting that. So Mr. Will Hartley will be on, ladies and gentlemen, on, I believe that's the Saturday the 20th, 7 p.m. with the On the Spot crew. And you will get a chance also to ask some questions of him as well. So, want to go back to you, man. Tell us what you're going to be involved with, Mitchell, man. We are excited, brother. I'm excited about this.
Well, this weekend we'll be headed to Rockingham, North Carolina, to race at the division finals up there. I'll be joining Team Gainesville. It's going to be a lot of fun, except for the 6.5-hour run up there. But I want to also thank one of our sponsors that jumped on board. That's helping me out to go up there is he's sitting right here, Dave Holland of Harry Business of Stark.
All right.
I want to appreciate you for jumping on board and being a sponsor and making this happen.
We're all excited about you going,
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah, man.
I'm getting more excited by the day. If I could, I would leave right now.
So, how did you get to this point here?
Well, they put together Team G and Team Double G, and each track competes against other tracks, so you can actually have a champion. So Gainesville Raceway, they've done it 2 years ago. They were champions over everything. So hopefully I can help join in the efforts of winning it again for Gainesville Raceway. Now the winner out of each one of the classes, they are able to go to Las Vegas. It's usually Pomona, but because of the COVID pandemic, NHRA's changed a lot of their scheduling, and so they're going to finish up their season in Las Vegas. So if you win, you travel out there. I think the winnings is $3,500 if you win at divisionals and get to go represent your division. So
we're going to Las Vegas?
I hope, and if so, we'll take On the Spot.
We're going. Oh, yeah, we're going.
So, I mean, it's exciting. I know,
For a weekend, we're going.
I know my wife is excited.
Oh, good
And
grief.
Zane's excited.
And we're excited for you, brother.
man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, I can't be prouder, man.
Well, I tell you what, I have qualified several times and just never went. There was always something going on, or I was doing an event for somebody. There was always something that got in the way. And this year,
Not this
there's
time.
nothing going on for me to have to do. So we're going to go up there, try to turn on some wind lights, and hopefully make it to the final and
Heck yeah.
see what happens.
So Mr. Gunner will not be with us Saturday night because he's going to be representing Mr. Dave Holland and Harry Business up there right along with On the Spot. I hear that's going on the back of the window too.
That's correct.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
I want updates, man.
That's
We
what
gotta-
I hope we're going to be getting updates,
Yeah,
Mitchell.
I want
Nikki
updates,
needs to
Mitchell.
give us some updates.
You
And you
just let
too.
us know during the show.
We definitely will give you updates as much as possible.
Okay.
We will actually start racing our eliminations at 9 a.m. that morning. And I tell you, it was really funny because I called up there to reserve the motel room.
Yeah.
And the lady at the motel says, "What's going on? Because I'm almost out of rooms." I said, "Well, it's divisional finals this weekend. But they're going to be busy next weekend up there in Rockingham because the Lucas Oil Race
Right.
is there. So they're back to back. And hopefully we'll have some people from Gainesville that will be doing both, running ET finals and also running Lucas Oil. That's the other sportsman series that is put on by the NHRA. So
Wow.
Good luck, brother. Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
man.
I'm just happy also for everyone else that is getting an opportunity to go race up there this weekend. We really needed to be up there Thursday night, but with the kids, with school and everything,
Right.
Makes it really hard. But I do want to get a shout out to the sportsman champion at Gainesville Raceway.
Yeah.
It was Bart Patgillian. He won the championship in sportsman. That's the class I run in.
Okay.
Phil Green actually won it in the pro category. They're still working out some points problems
Right.
there at the last minute. So as soon as I get the other points for Super Pro bike, the juniors, and Super Pro, I will let you know who those winners are. Our high school winner is Peyton Gatlin. She's 17 years old.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
She has actually been racing a car for the past 2 years.
Nice.
Super nice young lady. And we also had Aiden Rollins. He also runs in Sportsman, and he'll be running in both of those classes as well. So you can double enter and run the same car. This year, used to, if you double entered, you had to run different cars for different classes. So they waived a little bit of that. But it's going to be an exciting time. I can't wait to hit the road.
I'm ready for you, man. Congratulations.
The only thing is, we have to worry about the weather. I'm paying close attention to it.
Right.
Because I would not put Dave's sponsorship in jeopardy of going up there and not being able to race.
Right.
So we're closely monitoring the weather. I want his money to go to good use and get the recognition that he deserves for himself and for business, and also for here on the spot. But the good thing is, it was 80% yesterday. Looked at it today, and it has dropped down to 50%. And I think there was a lot of looking forward at how this hurricane was going to travel.
Correct.
And how fast it was going to go, because it's going to cut across the
Right.
Carolinas before it goes back out in the Atlantic. And it looks like it's slowing down. It won't get there until maybe late Monday, early Tuesday.
You'll be fine.
So hopefully we'll be fine.
Good deal.
Good.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Mitchell.
that's
That is excellent news.
Great news. I mean, really great news, man.
All right, Mr. Bagwell. I've got several sports things that I want to get into. Do you have anything on I know we talked a little bit. Do you have anything on a national level?
There is some things I wanted to get into tonight on a national level. And the first thing I want to talk about, and I know I'm sitting here looking at my phone because I'm trying to find this
Before
quote.
you start that, and now with the national report, here is the Freedom Finder Byron Bagwell tonight, brought to you by Schuster & Sabin Law Firm in Jacksonville, Florida. Visit them online at www.picklaw.com. Over to you, Byron. What you got, brother?
I wanted to talk to everybody tonight about something that's going on right now in the national news. And we all know President Trump has COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that he has gone back to the White House. They released him from the hospital.
Right.
And we all know that he come out and said some things about COVID-19, not to be afraid of it, to fight it. And we all know that we've got some, what you call tit for tat, going back and forth.
Right.
And saying how disrespectful it is to the 200,000 people, 210,000 people, how much ever it is now, that have lost their lives to COVID-19. First off, 210,000 people had died from COVID-19. The last number I saw was around 9,000. They died from the comorbidities from the exacerbations of COVID-19.
Right.
So we need to get that fact straight first. I want you to think about this. There's 210,000 people who have lost their lives. And our president comes out and gives a message of hope to the entire nation.
Mm-hmm.
He took 2 medications that is readily available for every single person in this country, and he took an experimental drug.
Mm-hmm.
He used himself as a guinea pig for this country. Soon, because the President of the United States at his age took that medication, I can guarantee you that the FDA will approve it for use with COVID-19. And we will all have an opportunity to use that. And he gives people a message of hope. And all we hear from the media now is that he disrespects the 210,000 people that have died from that. I want to know a clear answer to this from those people that are saying that. What about the 329.8 million of us that are still alive? Are we supposed to cower in a hole over this? It's a virus. It's not something that we don't have medications that's working for. We have to go on living our lives. Human beings are meant to function. They're not meant to hide in their homes. Now, that being said, we can follow some guidelines to reduce the fact that of actually catching this. But you can still catch it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the people that works for Donald Trump caught it.
Sure did.
And she basically said, I wore a mask all the time. I followed the social distancing guidelines. I washed my hands all the time. I sanitized everything that was around me all the time and still caught it. And you know why? Because it's a virus. And we can't control this. That is the President of the United States, who is not obese.
Right. You got to remember, this guy's a big guy.
He's overweight. And how old is he? Does anybody know how?
71, 72?
He's older than that.
Is he?
He's like 78.
Okay.
77. I can't remember, but he is in the category that this is very dangerous for. So he catches this and spends basically 3 days having this and then recovers from it. And we have literally media coming on going crazy, downing this. And I'm sick of all this negative crap.
I told you.
I'm utterly sick of it. Mitchell,
Can I bring up a point?
Sure.
Okay, you know, everybody got upset when he got in the vehicle and they took him around for him to wave at everybody. What people don't understand, there is a piece of glass between him and the Secret Service that is driving that vehicle around.
And it's
Those Secret Service,
sealed.
right? Those Secret Service men cannot pick up the virus from him riding in that vehicle. It was nothing being irresponsible. The guidelines were in place. He had a mask on. There's a piece of glass between him and the people in the front of the vehicle. What's the issue? You know?
The issue is he's Donald Trump. Now, I'm going to say this, and I want everybody to understand this. We talk a lot of negative about what goes on with this world. What our president has gone through and has done with COVID-19 in no way should be negative at all. This is a positive. What this means is there's one more thing for us to take if we catch it that can help us get through a disease or virus. It's not really, call it either one you want to, that can actually help you get over it.
Right.
So think about this. Why are we having media members politicizing the President of the United States actually getting better from a virus that's affecting not only here, but throughout the world? Because you know we're going to share this. What does that say about these people's character? I want everybody to think about that for a minute. A lot of people already know that in our circles that the media is completely and totally corrupt. But this says they would rather that had not worked on the president and he'd stay
and that's
sick.
what I was just going to say right there. I think some people didn't want him to get well.
No, well, you saw what the comments was. I hope he dies.
Yeah,
These people are mentally ill because you know what that means for you out there? It means we have another choice if we catch this.
Right.
It's going to become available to us. And people can say, well, it's going to cost your insurance, this, that, and the other, and it won't be affordable. And blah. How do you know that? You don't know that. You don't know what's going to happen with that.
Right.
You don't know what our government's going to do with that, just like they did with masks, just like they do with ventilators, just like they did with everything else that this government has done for this that they don't get credit for. Look, this is a good thing for our nation. We have another option. There was 3 or 4 out there already. Now there's either the 4th or the 5th one, and it is a good piece of news. I want everybody to understand this. It has put a great big smile on my face because there is something else that if my mom and my dad, who are mother, I know you're not quite in that age category quite yet, so please do not take this the wrong way. If they catch it, they're going to have that option.
Right.
And it could save their lives.
Sure.
And we want to act like this is just the worst thing in the world. There's no common sense to it at all.
It makes me put a smile on my face because I'm one of those guys that's in that group. Well, first of all, y'all know Shelly fought breast cancer, so she's definitely, her immune system is about pretty much gone and shot. And if she ever got it, boy, I mean, man, what is it? I'm glad.
Hey,
I'm glad that.
I'm sorry to cut you off,
Okay.
but I want you to think about it. We had the Gator Nationals last 2 weekends ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All those teams out there,
Not a single one of them.
none of them are sick.
Outdoor events are not super spreader events. The
Right.
science
But
has said
everybody knows to wash their hands, practice safety first.
Well, and when
None
I
of
was,
us.
but look,
None of us have it.
well, look, and most of these people that y'all are talking about are probably pretty much healthy people. They go along with their everyday lives, and you know, I was speaking more for Shelley that has a lower immune system. He's 74. Right?
74. Well, he
Yeah,
is.
74.
I better stop right there. I'll stop him.
Yeah, you better.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let me
stop
close
in my
it. Let
tracks
me
right
cut you
there.
off right there.
I'm smiling tonight. I don't want to be.
I want a piece of pie cobbler or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So,
One of the things that I appreciate what Mitchell is saying here, one of the key components here, whether you debate the masks or not, one thing that has been proven to seem to be the most effective is the distancing they concern themselves with and the washing of hands. So especially with the event that we're doing here like that we're involved in, if you're going to be out in public and it's inclusive of washing your hands and doing everything like that, maintaining social distance. In other words, basically just practice safe six.
yeah. Safe 6.
There
Oh,
you go.
thank you very much.
There you go.
God darn, they just come across the screen. I'm fired.
Okay.
The whole show's fired.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Safe
no,
six.
I got you.
Boo, where's the dog?
The dog.
Yeah, get out of here, boo. But you know, I look at all of this and I think two things. And one of them people are not going to like, but I'm going to say this because I've been thinking this all day long. There is a section of this country who is allowing themselves to be turned into wimps. That's not what the word I want to use, but that's
No,
exactly.
let's keep it at that.
Well, like the pansies,
Yeah.
that. Look,
Spineless. There you go.
that are allowing themselves to have that be done to them. Now, is this virus dangerous? Yes. Should you protect yourself the best you can? Yes.
Yep.
But life is about living. It's not about I have to worry about this constantly. I've got to put a mask on myself constantly. I've got to make sure I don't ever touch anybody else barehanded. I have to wear gloves all the time. It's not about that. You have to live your life. And this what's just happened gave us something else so we can live our lives. And it is a very good thing. There's a very wise person who once said, I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon. I seek opportunity to develop whatever talent God gave me. Not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for a dole. I prefer the challenges of life to a guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment, to the stable calm of utopia. I will not trade freedom for benevolence, nor my dignity for a handout. I will never cower before any earthly master, nor bend to any threat. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud, and unafraid, to think and to act for myself, enjoy the benefit of my creations, and to face the world boldly and to say, this, with God's help, I have done all of this, what it means to be an American.
That's the American creed, or America's creed, should I say.
It's the American creed. It's the American creed. And
if you haven't read that, man, that is what you said has been, Byron, what we've been talking about. Let's call it 2 years. This is exactly right there what we've been talking about for the last 2 years. In whatever form or whatever subject and topic we talked about,
that's it.
He just read it.
The American creed is one of the most important things you can read.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? It says a lot about our forefathers and our ancestors and the way they felt about life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at how some people are living life now, it's a pale shadow of what it was.
Yes, it was.
A pale shadow. Because we have people telling us that we need to cower in our homes over a virus that has a mortality rate of 0.06. That's literally killed 9,000 people. The comorbidities that people had killed more than that.
Mm-hmm.
3 choices by 3 governors to put infected people in nursing homes killed 40% of the people who have died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were to be counted.
Held accountable for those.
And that should be right there.
They should be held. They should be held accountable for that. Donald Trump couldn't stop them. That is not his a part of his power as president. That is part of the governor's responsibility.
Right.
You can say what you want to. Those people's deaths are on 3 governors' hands because of their stupidity. And yes, I said stupidity. The rest of this, some people had self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that all these people have self-inflicted themselves with obesity,
right,
or COPD, or whatever they have.
Right.
But a lot of people are self-inflicted. Mm-hmm. And things like this virus go after people who have problems.
That's exactly
already.
right. Hey, I've had pneumonia. It's going to come after me. If I get it, it's definitely going to come after me. So I'm hoping this drug that President Trump took is going to be available for me. So at least, what'd you say? It gives me a fighting chance.
Well, you've had fighting chances. We just want to treat this. We've had fighting chances before.
Yeah.
Because there are also studies that say hydrochloroquine works.
Yep.
The I want to call it Recefrin, but that's an antibiotic, an IV antibiotic. The other drug that they're using, they've got the convalescent plasma. There's all sorts of things they're using to help people on this. The other thing that's happening is this virus is doing exactly what some people have said, Donald Trump, have said, it's eating itself. It's going away.
Right.
And you know how we know this is because it's starting to mutate. And sometimes mutations in viruses aren't good for the virus.
Right.
And what we're seeing is this virus now is becoming a little bit more potent in its ways of infection. In other words, it's more easily infected.
Becoming unstable.
But it's also not causing symptoms that are nearly as bad as they were when it first came out.
Right.
So I wanted to share a little bit about that with you. People, please, if you have health problems, please protect yourself. If you don't have health problems, please protect yourself and go live your life.
Yep.
Please. Now, I know it's getting a little bit later. I wanted to talk about one more thing before with politics, and then I've got something else on a different level than I normally do that I want to talk about a little bit.
All right.
I watched an interview today during my lunch break about the upcoming vice presidential debate. And they are going to attempt to put 2 vice presidential candidates in plexiglass boxes for this debate. And I knew I was going to get laughs and snickers out of just about everybody in this room over this. But I'm going to tell you this. That is about utterly absurd. The virus, there's no way the virus is going to spread from you if you take their first ideas and they're 10 foot apart or 12 foot apart. They're doubling the distance. You're not going to catch a virus that's spread through droplets if you're that far away from somebody that has it. Number one. Number two, the American public should not accept that. Period. You're putting our politicians on a pedestal they should not be put on. They are us.
Right.
I'm not letting you put me in a box to begin with like that. But they shouldn't be put in a box at all. They should do debates just like they did with the presidential debate. Now, if you want to spread them out a little bit more, because heaven forbid anybody catch this disease that we now have 4 or 5 medications for that's actually curing it. Heaven forbid. Fine.
They might as well just put motorcycle helmets on them.
Hazmat suits. I'm sitting here thinking, why would you do that? Put them in a hazmat suit if you're going to be that dumb. But, and yes, I said dumb because that is dumb. People, these are your representatives. And I knew I was going to have a hard time keeping straight face.
I'm trying to keep a straight face.
These are your representatives. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, I know for a fact our vice president and the Republican Party are not going to agree with that. Mm-hmm. And we'll see how fast the Democrat Party backs out of this. Because I'm telling you right now, Mike Pence will utterly destroy Kamala Harris. She will go after him on the hot button topic, which is COVID-19. Mm-hmm. And he's the one that's been in control of the response. He will utterly and completely destroy her on that.
He's going to destroy her on all this, on all those topics.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how fast they back out. I don't believe they want her debating him because I'm going to tell you, he is an extremely intelligent man who's got his head screwed on right, and she is a political hack.
All show, no go.
Oh yeah, she's plenty go. Just ask Willie Brown. That's all go. Just ask Willie Brown. Yeah. Right. And that was a little bit of I wanted to talk about. We'll see what happens. I think the Republicans will say no. I think the Democrats will say we're going to have it or we're not going to have the debates, and they're going to back out of it and they're not going to have a debate. I really believe that's what's going to happen, but we'll see.
We'll find out. That's tomorrow night, right?
That's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention, and I don't talk a whole lot about anything other than politics, but I wanted to talk about this for a second tonight. And it's going to surprise some of you that don't know me very well. I wanted to tell the world that rock and roll lost a shining star today.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen passed away today from cancer. Mm-hmm. And those of you who don't know who Eddie Van Halen is, he was the founder between him and his brother of Van Halen.
Yeah.
Some people are going, so what? Eddie Van Halen affected the music world pretty much unlike anybody else, with maybe the exception of one other guitar player in history. He made so many people from my generation want to pick up a guitar, whether they played like him or whether they played different music than him. They listened to him and said, I want to do that. And they picked up instruments from him.
Yeah.
And there are musicians out there now that will tell you, if it wasn't for Eddie Van Halen, I would have never picked up a guitar.
That's exactly
and
right.
Now I'm making millions off of my own music. I don't sound like Eddie, but he's the reason that I picked up the instrument. If you don't know anything about Eddie Van Halen and Van Halen, they started out in 1978. And there was not a whole lot of guitarists doing this. He put basically a solo on there, which is just him and drums.
Right.
And I think there's bass line in it too. Maybe not. I don't remember. But what ended up happening is everybody went, oh my God, how is he doing that?
Right.
And it's called Eruption. You can look it up on YouTube. This happened in 1978. Everybody went, holy cow. the guitar world went, oh my God, here we go.
Right.
And it just kept on going from that point. A lot of people know Van Halen from the song Right Now, which came out in 1991. And I was really privileged to go see Eddie Van Halen. And Van Halen during that tour, and I can't say the name of the album over live.
No, you can't.
I can't say it. But I'm going to share my experience with Eddie Van Halen. And I never met the man. But what I did, because the Coliseum in Jacksonville was still a Coliseum, and we had something called Select a Seat, which means you could sit wherever you want. They opened the floor up, and you could go get out on the middle of the floor. You could do whatever you wanted to. You could get right up next to the stage if you got there early enough. Well, I got tired of the crowd because there were so many people down on it there. I went and found a seat on the right-hand side of the stage that basically was right on the edge and overlooked the stage. And there was nobody in the seats. You could look straight down. And Eddie Van Halen came out and did that solo and about 3 other solos. And it was like time slowed down. That you see musicians from different genres that you go that are just they're it. They really have that it. There's a lot of talented people out there. Right. There's not a whole lot of special people out there. The man was one of them. If you like rock and roll, and most of it's party rock, is what it is. Some people call it heavy metal, but it really wasn't heavy metal. It was party rock.
Right.
Go check out Eddie. Go check out Van Halen. And you can check out...
Read his biography, too, by the way. Oh, my God. If you go back and read his biography is outstanding, as Byron is alluding to right now. There's so much integral stuff that I did not know about Eddie, number one, and Van Halen, number two, that I thought I knew. No. Oh my gosh, dude!
You're talking about the classical training
and all that stuff. Yes,
he wasn't just a guy that just picked up a guitar. He was trained.
Yes,
and that's part of where his style comes from. That's how he figured out how to make a guitar sound like that.
Right,
because he understood music, and he actually patterned some of it after the arpeggiation in classical music, and he figured out that if he used 2 hands on a fretboard instead of 1 hand on a fretboard and a pick,
right,
he could actually do that a lot easier and a lot faster, like keyboard players.
Right.
Because I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe he was a keyboard player when he was a kid, which he still
I think he is.
Which he still did in Van Halen.
Right.
But guys, the music world lost something very special today, and my heart goes out to his son and the rest of his family. This name may be familiar to you if you're a child of the 80s, but he was married to Valerie Bertinelli. My heart goes out to her, his bandmates, his brother, just everybody involved.
Anybody that was involved with Van Halen and Van Hagar.
Yeah, well,
there
is no Van Hagar. It's all Van Halen. People break that up, and I'm going to be honest with you, I get just absolute bull mess about this all the time. I actually like Van Hagar better than I like Van Halen.
Right.
There was something raw about them with David Roth.
Right.
But there was something so polished that fit all of their styles. Sammy Hagar. I thought the songs were better. I thought the performances were better live. I thought they were great. Plus, 5150 come out when I was in high school, and it had a song on it called "Summer Nights" that it utterly fits that high school mentality of what I'm going to do with all of my friends on, guess what? Summer nights. It's.
And I'll tell you what, I love cars, and I love to drive back then, love to drive fast. I can't drive 55.
Oh, that's Sammy Hagar.
Yes, sir. That is Sammy Hagar. That is best.
Hold on. Their first album, I believe it was 5150. They did a live video called Live Without a Net.
Yeah.
Where they played I Can't Drive 55. Eddie's performing it with him.
Yes.
It is absolutely outstanding.
All right. Thank you for that report. That was brought to you by Schuster & Saban Law Firm. Want to get into just a couple of sports things real quick. First and foremost.
That's it.
Yep, that's it right
You
there.
don't say the name of that last
No,
one.
don't.
Don't.
Yeah, don't, man. Cover it up. Cover it up. But anyway, want to get into some sports real quick. First and foremost, I don't know how my panel feels. I think I do. I am not a proponent of any pro sports right now. I'm not watching any of it. I've been watching some other things. But I know there's some of our viewers that are, so I'll give you some updates on some things. The Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup, beating the Dallas Stars 4-2. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Los Angeles Lakers are playing the Miami Heat for the NBA Finals. LA leads that series 3-2, I think. Is it? No, 3-1. No, it is 2. 3-2. So,
by the way, Michael Jordan has something to say about that.
Yes, he
What's
does.
a game 5?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if LeBron and them can close out the deal. Anyway, WNBA Finals, if you're interested in women's basketball, the Seattle Storm is playing the Las Vegas Aces. Best of 5 series. Seattle leads that 2-0. Major League Baseball, which I adore and love. I haven't watched any because of all the stuff that's going on. Got my own beliefs about that. We're in the divisional series right now. The Houston Astros are playing the Oakland A's. Houston leads that 1-0 right now. New York Yankees versus the Tampa Bay Rays. New York leads that series 1-0. The Miami Marlins are playing the Braves. The Braves are leading that series 1-0. And the Padres are playing the Dodgers, and that first game is tonight at 9:38. NHRA, the next event's October 14th through the 18th, and it's the AAA Texas Fall Nationals at the Texas Motorplex in Ennis, Texas. Right, Mitchell? Did I get all that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if you didn't watch NHRA this past weekend on TV, you missed some crazy race. Leah Pritchard's top fuel dragster broke in half. Alexis Giorno, she went down, blew the body off the car, ended up hitting the wall. And also Kenny Delco, he ended up taking his pro stock car down there after the traps, breaking loose, barrel rolling in a few times. So after that, with the temperatures being 62 degrees and with the wind, a lot of people don't understand pro stock cars don't make a lot of downforce.
Correct.
So they're not like your fuel cars that's got big wings that create a lot of downforce that keep them planted to the track.
Right.
And they run on different compounds. You will see between the fuel cars and when they go to pro stock bikes, they always respray the track.
Right.
It's a different type of compound that they use also on their tires. So they decided to stop the rest of the racing for pro stock, and probably what they'll do when they qualify, they will finish the race from St. Louis.
From St. Louis, here.
During their qualifying sessions, and also set their field that way for pro stock car.
All right. So, thank you, Mitchell. One other thing. First of all, there's a lot of great college football going on. Don't you two gentlemen and Michael Heater, don't forget to send me your college pick'ems.
Oh, I ain't got to. I'm going to be up there in the press box with you Thursday night.
Yes, that's right. You don't have to. Byron may not be, but send me your picks.
Byron's
You
definitely
two.
going to
Send me your picks.
to be
David,
there.
you need to send me your picks. Anyway, tornado football. I want to remind you, a lot of people ask me, it's Thursday night this week. Thursday night game at home at David Hurst Stadium. Special kickoff time. 7 o'clock kickoff time. 6:30 is going to be the pregame show where me and Kevin do everything. Somebody asked me about fan attendance. I actually talked to Coach Tomlinson today. He told me that he got with Dr. Rob Charles about this. He doesn't have an answer yet. It looks like it may be, using the word now, maybe, okay, wide open, but prepare for only 1,200 fans to get into that stadium, just in case.
Right, and when mentioning the game that's Thursday night, remember, if you come in to watch the game and you want to bring stuff in with you, it has to be in a clear bag.
Yes, it does.
So,
And there's going to be people out there watching for it. So, yeah, make sure that's a great point you bring up. So, Tornadoes 1-4 right now. Played a well of a ball game last week. Great defensively. David, if they can put all this together in one, they're going to be a heck of a football team.
Yeah.
For the next 5 games at home, let's see if they turn it around. If y'all remember last year,
They turned it around.
they turned them just like this and turned it around. So, Tornado football, again, college football this weekend. Dave, what did Shannon Pettigrew say? I know you were laughing. What did she say? You remember?
Let me.
While you're looking that up, Byron, just real quick, 10 seconds.
Look beyond the media hype. Look to what's happening. Understand that even though you may not like who's in office now, some things he's done are really good for this country. Just stay away from the news. The news is horrible.
I think what you're saying is open up your mind a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, open up your mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Heater, quick weather report. It's going to rain?
Bits and pieces of it. Look for clearing conditions as we go through the week. I'm cautiously optimistic we'll get some more seasonal temperatures, but not for at least another 5 to 7 days.
All right. David, Ms. Pettiford, what does she say?
Sharon came back and said, "Thank you, Dave, for the explanation."
Okay.
Does that mean that she's no longer a model?
Always a model, but not a practicing model. So
There you go, Sharon.
I hope that answers your question, Sharon. Mitchell, real quick, 10 seconds.
I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna continue to focus on these bad intersections and keep the heat on FDOT. We'll find out about those speed limit signs, why they were not installed in the 2-week period that they told us they would be. Other than that, just hope for great weather this weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping so for you too. And last for me right here, we'll go off a little bit, and I just want to say I love each and every one of you guys here and around this community, and I'm a loving person, and I believe that we've got a human aspect to us with each and every one of us. Treat everybody like you would want to be treated.
Amen.
We need to start bringing this Byron back together again. And if it starts with us 5 or 6 guys right here, that's what we're going to do. But we need to bring that love and feeling back. If I could use, that's a great song, by the way. Bring that love and feeling back. Yes, sir. Bring that love and feeling back. And we, oh my God, isn't that a great song? So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. On behalf of Mr. Byron Bagwell, Mr. Michael Heater, Mr. Dave Howell, Mr. Mitchell Gunner, who will be gone with us, be gone from us, should I say, up to North Carolina,
I'll be back.
and myself, yes, you will. And as we wrap up tonight, we want to thank our sponsors and everyone who tuned in. And remember, we're on the spot, so you can be too. My name is Mr. Friday Night David Rodgers, your host. God bless you. Good night, everybody. We'll see you Thursday night at the Tornado football game. God bless you.
Good night, infidels.